Welcome to another live show of the Pittsburgh Sports Line in the BPTV studios. First of all, happy April 1st, April Fool's Day. Hope you enjoyed the weather today in Pittsburgh. Typical weather day. Smoking Jim said it was sunny all day from 7 a.m. in the morning till now. He's an honest man. Bethel Park, we had some snow, showed it on my deck. Chip was working out there doing his lawn service in the snow, and the only one we know of, and I have friends in Monroeville, is Smoking Jim was the sunny day. And I heard he sleeps through most of the day, so we'll have to find that out. All right.
He certainly don't sleep at night.
I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. You already heard about Smoking Jim Frazier being an honest man. Chip Hayner, thanks for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thanks for watching us on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park and all the way from Nemacolin, Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between. We appreciate you watching us. We're at 6,909 likes on Facebook. Thank you. We went down a little bit, then we come back because Facebook does certain things. When there's dead people that have liked your page, after a while, they clean that up. Unlike Smoking Jim, who doesn't clean up the sweeties, they did take some people off that had died, and I didn't take them off, so whatever, I lost some likes on that. But we move ahead of that, and we got some great sports to talk about, and I got to show you a few promos here. We got Connor here on the camera. Look what he's going to do. We got Anthony in the control room.
Boom.
Look at that. With the nice red shirt in the background. Olive Oil's Pizzeria, Hillcrest Shopping Center. Check them out. Great Italian food. Give them a call, 412-831-1900. Great Italian food, salads, desserts, soup. They make homemade soup there. So check them out. Next up, I'll wait for Connor. Oh, I see myself. There we go. We end each show with Stay Joey Strong. We honor Joey Fabus, who died at 9 years old due to brain cancer, DIPG. He didn't make his 10th birthday, was almost made it, and his family has raised over $100,000 in the last 7 years. They've donated to find a cure. You can go to Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. Donate as little as $1. It's a 501c3. They have different events. Hopefully you can run some of their events this year. And you can go to the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation 1 mile 5K walk. We film it each year, and everybody dresses up as a superhero. And that's their biggest fundraising event of the year. So stay tuned for that. Stay Joey Strong. Next up, another 501c3. Watch Connor on this. Look how quick he is. Bang. The Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. 2600 South Park Road. You can't miss it. The old 1905 schoolhouse. Yes, that's a red trolley there, not a T. I used to ride them years ago. And it's still there. They remodeled the whole place, put a brand new roof on, all new windows. A cupola, the old school bell is now there. The new school bell's at the Bethel Park High School. They have my favorite tea place, Reginald's Coffee. They have roasted coffee from all over the world. They have chairs out there that you can sit in the lawn and enjoy your coffee or tea. Maybe someday I'll meet you up there. Next up, Bethel Park Community Foundation has money for you. Yes, another 501c3 in Bethel Park. They have from $100 to $5,000 for your group doing good things in Bethel. Get an application online. I'm a trustee on the board. Bring it out there, and if you have a good cause, we'll help you out. We've donated $1 million in 25 years, and we plan out giving even more over the next few years too. So get an app there, and we'll see you there. Next up, Dave Cable likes to have a little fun at my expense. That's my smiling face on Uncle Sam. I want you for BPTV to be like Connor, Anthony, and Nick can't be here. He's announcing Waynesburg U football. They didn't have football in the fall. They got football in the spring, so he had to miss the show, and we miss him. you could be a volunteer here and possibly be on camera. Call 412-831-3304. Tell Dave Cable you want to help out. And if you're in high school and stuff, this can help you with college and other things. We have scholarships. If you help out here, that you can apply for them and possibly get it. Just talk to Dave Cable. Next up, I test Connor's skills. And we're going to go, look at he's ready. Are we good? Look at that.
Boom!
Boom.
Smartest man in the room, Connor.
Am I moving it which way? There we go. Whoa. We got an adjustment there.
We,
That's perfect.
we got to do
Skate.
rehearsals.
This is live TV, folks. Look at the skills these guys have. I'm a little shaky here, but 6103 Library Road, Route 88, Red, White, and Blue Station, Skeets Service Station, owned by Skeets Lewandowski. You can call 724-348-4715. They work on anything and everything that runs on gas. Chip always says, make sure you got some gas. So now they have extra gas there, Chip, so they can fill somebody's
Good
car or
deal.
vehicle.
Good deal.
Because believe it or not, Smoking Jim's had his car inspected. Sometimes they got to add gas to it for some unknown reason. He's always a little short on the gas. They can't even take it down the road to check the brakes and the steering.
But the way Jim is on cars, they don't last through a second inspection.
Well, we've been here. We've been together. I only know him.
At least mine doesn't get washed very often, but at least it's the same one year after
I
year.
only know him since September, I think, of 2011, and I think he's gone through 11 cars. It's just a wild guess. But back to Skeets, we got to quit picking on Smoking Jim because he hasn't even told us one of his honest things out there, but we'll find out shortly. But yeah, go to Skeets Service Station. They're about 6 miles from here on Route 88 in Finleyville. They even have a little smorgasbord in the morning on Mondays. They have donuts they get from Bethel Bakery. He's always bugging me to come out there, but I'm still practicing social distancing. So, you know, I got my second shot, so I'm feeling great. Get your shots. Whether you believe in it or not, we want you to stay alive and we want to get life back to normal. So that's my little box there. But check out Skeets. And we're going to start this show right now. Hey, sponsors, what's on your mind? Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
Coming at you.
woo-hoo-hoo,
What a
you
pitch.
got to see Levine. Happy
Thanks.
Easter, Connor. And is it April Fool's Day, or did the Pirates really win? They're telling me the Pirates beat the Cubbies. and the
Disclaimer.
Cubbies. I need to know.
For some reason, Smoking Jim always goes to the negative thing. I was saving this for Chip, but I will confirm that they did win. It wasn't a joke.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Well, last week I tuned on the radio to listen to my main man, Nick, and I turned the radio off, and Waynesburg was down about 60 points by halftime. So I wasn't sure if they was going to come back in the second half. Hey, Levine fought 66-0, and they're still allowing him to do the game. He probably lost his voice. All the touchdowns to Washington and Jefferson, and we know Washington and Jefferson's a great school. That's the school Roger Goodell graduated from. He worked his way through
The
as
presidents.
he worked his way through as a bartender. And I don't know if I ever seen more drunks than in Washington, PA. Have you, Al?
Smoking Jim, I
used to go to the Washington Elks, man. I used to sneak out of college and go to Washington Elks on Saturday night, brother.
and he's not a drinker. I got a Washington and Jefferson story.
Okay.
So I graduate high school 1974, played center, had some different offers from school.
Yes, sir.
My line coach, Coach Murray, I'd love to have him as a guest sometime on our show.
Me too.
One of the best guys you'd ever meet. Taught me a lot in football. And he wanted me and another guy to go to Washington and Jefferson.
Wow.
He had us interviews and everything else. So we saw the campus, great campus. know people that graduated from there and everything. I had not a full ride, but I had a semi grant and scholarship to go to Juniata College and play football there. But things went a little different. My dad told me I could work at the Pittsburgh Press. Those were lifetime jobs because they didn't have these things back then. And I started a career there. But I would have been at Juniata, and I got recruited from W&J.
Well, the Juniatas and the CMUs and the Washington. And
Hold it, I got
Jeffersons-
recruited at CMU too.
See, I didn't have the grades for those schools. But Al Levine,
Even Westminster, I had a chance to go to Westminster.
Well, speaking of somebody that didn't have the grades either,
Yeah,
our friend
Who's
of the
that?
show's Fertini,
yeah.
and his son is a star offensive lineman, about 6'4", sophomore, about 315 pounds.
Wow.
All-world player for Washington and Jefferson. And me and Frat, my junior year, we were team captains at Cal. He had a slightly better GPA than mine, but it wasn't much more, brother. But he's highly successful now. Hey, let me ask you guys a quick question.
Go ahead.
Do you know anybody that got a good butcher? I'm looking for some good butcher meat. I want to get my protein from butcher meat. Because number one, LB, the meat I can't eat, I can get from my dog. I hear my dog's keeping the neighbors up. So on my way to New Kent, I can throw some good butcher's meat at the dog house and keep them quiet. Hey, you speaking of good protein,
Yes, you were.
what's on my mind, Al Levine, the talking machine, is national championship. Back in 1986, Emmitt Smith's team narrowly beat out Gateway for the national championship. They came in third in the nation. I always thought that Emmitt Smith's team was a little overrated. Now, Gateway got a chance to win the national championship. Al Levine, the talking machine, I've been recruiting this kid since he was the best middle school and youth league quarterback I ever seen. They went on to Canton, Ohio 3 years ago. They won the mythical national championship. Last year, it was a shortened season prior to COVID, but I mean, all world. And his dad really pushes his boys as a true freshman, probably the only freshman in Southwestern Pennsylvania history to get a scholarship offer to Oregon. He's 6'2", 200 pounds, baseball player, football. Told his dad, I don't want to hear too much about baseball. He can play, but I don't want to hear about it. Him and his brother both transferred to Gateway. Brad Birch, he's all-state, 30 touchdowns as a true freshman. His brother was an all-state receiver. He's a junior. And I tell you what, Al Levine, the talking machine, I'm still trying to recruit Brandon Penn out of Jeanette. I need one more. Now, I played college ball with Jeanette's coach, a black coach named Roy Hall.
Okay.
All right?
Can I interrupt for a minute?
Yes,
there?
sir.
So, what were the perks that were included in his scholarship to Gateway?
Well, put it this way. I mentioned Oregon because that ain't his only scholarship offer. But I did talk to Nike. I said, you got to help me out on this, baby. I need a little for myself. And I need a little bit because all of a sudden, now listen, the one thing we can say about Gateway, and you know, you guys have been around me for 11 years. You've never seen anybody transfer to Gateway and have to be ineligible. But you've never seen, there's 5 student athletes that tried to transfer out of Gateway. Ain't none of them ever played another down the ball. You don't transfer out. You can transfer in. I hope you're listening, Connor. But listen, Al Levine, the talking machine, we set up. All of a sudden, we devised a plan. Mom and dad separated, not divorced. We got mama a nice apartment in Monroeville. Dad all of a sudden is a traveling salesman. He's selling a little life insurance. So now the boys will be at Gateway for the next 3 years. And Al Levine, the talking machine, we're going to win. They finally win the national championship. Ain't you proud? All we need now is a kicker.
Thank you.
And that's what's on my mind.
Thank
Birch.
Smoking Jim, you're on fire. We appreciate that. Was that an April Fool's joke?
No, he's in, man. And they're
Okay.
so mad, everybody all around. He transferred for athletic reasons. He transferred to Gateway. He'll be playing.
Little disclaimer. We all know Smoking Jim and his degrees and believing in homeschooling, except when it's Gateway football. So
I went up and told the quarterback that was supposed to start, I said, I'll help you find
So
another
anybody
place
that
to
tries to transfer out, they're the ones that walk with a limp.
go. yeah. But I told the guy who was penciled in as a starter,
Yeah.
I said, I'd do my best for you to help you find another place to go if you want to.
what a good man you are. Smoking Jim Frazier. All right, Chip Hayner, after all that interesting stuff from Gateway, who cares? What's on your mind, Chip Hayner?
Today's the best day of the year. It's opening day.
Wow.
And
I
just
left
to
you-
make it official,
Wow.
we're going to go ahead and raise it. Yeah, the Pirates won their opener today against the Chicago Cubs. A stellar performance by the Pirates bullpen.
Yeah.
Stymied the Chicago Cubs today. The bullpen struck out 11 batters and only gave up 1 run in 7 innings. So they did a great job of keeping the Pirates in the game. Starting pitching was a little suspect. Jim's favorite Pittsburgh Pirate, Adam Frazier, with a couple of RBIs. Should have had a third one.
Yeah.
A base running mistake.
Right.
But
They'll learn.
you know,
They're young.
solid performance. And, you know, I'm going to go ahead and give my prediction for the Pirates' win-loss record this year. Today was the first of 162 wins this year against no losses. But no. Everybody, that's my April Fool's joke. When we get to my trivia segment, at the end of my trivia segment, I will give you my prediction for the Pirates' record for this year. I know Jim's betting under the 57 that Vegas is and once again, he's going to lose his money.
He only put $10 on it. He was a little short after basketball.
But, you know,
I got somebody spying on him.
but baseball's on my mind, and you know, I think it's great that we're having a full baseball season. There's just something about opening day, you know, the sound of the ball hitting the bat, snow flying through the air,
Yeah.
wind chill factors in the 20s. It just makes you feel like spring is here.
Pumped up.
It's time to play baseball.
Thank you, Chip. What's smoking,
I
Jim?
just got one question for Chip.
Yeah, go ahead.
The last couple of years, because I really don't know, how good is the Chicago Cubs?
Well, the Chicago Cubs are on the verge of a total rebuild themselves. They've got 3 of their top stars, Javi Baez, Anthony Rizzo, and Chris Bryant, are all free agents at the end of this season. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to re-sign any of them. So that means that those 3 players could potentially not be playing for the Chicago Cubs come midseason, because depending on how well they start the season out, if they don't have a chance, they're going to be
Dealt away.
dealt away for prospects, and Chicago will be doing the same thing that the Pirates are doing, which is a rebuild.
Take me out to the ball game.
What does that mean? Smoking Jim, you don't even watch games,
And I will tell you this:
you don't even know baseball. What the?
the National League Central Division is going to be one of the weakest divisions that I've seen in the Central Division in a lot of years. You know, I think the odds-on favorite to win the division is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
But you know, the Brewers are not as strong, the Cubs, and I think the Reds may have shot their wad the last couple of years with all the free agent expenditures, even though they do have a nice starting rotation. But
They do.
evidenced by today, you don't have to have a great starting rotation if you've got a strong bullpen.
Oh, yes. So far, so good.
The Reds, that's my team. Yours too, huh? You got the red on.
Oh, thanks, Smoking Jim. That's how I operate. Thank you, Chip. What's on my mind? I've been watching March Madness, and I hadn't seen Gonzaga play. So I watched the whole game with Gonzaga against USC, and they had to go against a 7-footer with USC, one of the best. I heard will be #1 in the draft, Mobley, and he played well. Gonzaga is just a team and another just out of control with how they control a game. Their passes, their playing, their shooting. It's just unbelievable. It's like my dad used to say, when you have the horses, you win.
Well, and
They got the horses.
Mark Few is probably one of the top basketball
The
coaches
way
in the
he
country
maneuvers
right
the
now.
guys in and out, and gives people breaks. I just watched that whole game, and I was thinking my dad smiling down. He goes, "No, that's a good team, Alan." He goes, "Don't get fooled about Smoking Jim. He doesn't always pick the wrong team." So I can't speak badly about Gonzaga. And I just wanted to say to all of you, if you don't bet, don't start. And this time, don't go with my exception with Smoking Jim. I think Gonzaga should be the first undefeated team in how many years that.
1976.
Okay,
the
that's what I
Indiana-
thought. Yeah,
Indiana
I
Hoosiers.
remember Bobby Knight.
Knights, yeah. Mhm.
I remember that, definitely. And I remember being friends with Mark Cuban, and his favorite team was Bobby Knights.
I didn't know that.
Yes, definitely. That's why he started to become a billionaire, started his own station on the internet, broadcast.com, and sold it for billions.
I didn't know that.
He was broadcasting Indiana games. I have to share this stuff with you because Smoking Jim sees football twice a day, and he sees pretty women the rest of the day. So that's what he knows. We're going to be back with some fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac.
Steelers show blitz. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25-30.
Hi, Bethel Park. Uncle Al speaking. I'm asking you to come help us behind the scenes at BP TV. We're looking for some proud Bethel Park residents to help us make the shows that you want to watch. For more information, contact Station Director Dave Cable, and we will see you behind the cameras at BP TV.
In a world of Nintendo games, has grown popular over time.
Completing all of the levels in Yoshi Island. Have to find a secret exit in Donut Plains to go to that Star World.
But now on BPTV, a new show you've got to see.
Steady place. Oh, it came out at the time I was landing.
One gamer, one winner, one fan, one man. He is Bethel Park Gaming. It's an all-new game show to play around all Nintendo games he can find. And he is ready to beat one game in one episode. And you can be a part of this too by watching all new episodes of Bethel Park Gaming on your local TV station and both YouTube and Facebook pages every Monday at 12 p.m. right here on BPTV.
Steelers show blitz. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25-30.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. My main man, Chip Hayner, Go Pirates. Man, Chip is representing. And I tell you what, man.
What?
My favorite soccer player. He swagged out as usual.
Who is he?
Man, Connor in the house. And I tell you what, we couldn't do the show without the man from the gaming. You know, man, and anybody that plays games, man, you got to tune in on the gaming show with my main man, Anthony. Never a hair out of place. He's on the ones and twos making us look good. Hey, Al Levine, the talking machine.
Yes.
Everybody knows I'm the nicest guy in the world. But I can be brutally
Tell
honest.
me one person that's told you that.
I can be brutally honest. And when I used to have the radio show on Whammo,
Yeah.
and for some reason,
What year was that?
some reason, a lot of black people used to listen to that station.
What happened to them?
I got a reputation of being brutally honest. So
Wow.
when me and Bill Neal, you know Bill Neal,
Yes, I do.
we started the Champion Live restaurant show that you perfected.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
we started doing it at James Street on the north side.
I know that
You
place.
know, I wouldn't go to the north side other than if there was a TV camera, brother.
No, unless somebody's giving you a free meal.
That's it. It was. I tell you what, they had some blackened fish over there. I don't know what it was, brother. I tell you what, I used to eat it, man. And if you didn't finish yours, bone in. It was good, but it was a upscale restaurant. We used to wear suits.
I know the place. Jessica Lee played there for years.
Yeah. So we had a lot of people on the show, Franco Harris, whatnot. We had a lot of Steelers on the show.
Yeah.
So me, I'm the type person, if you're invited to a show that I'm doing, I treat you like you're in my house. You know what I mean? No matter how I feel. A lot of people
What,
think,
you ignore them?
yeah, that's it. Hey, Al Levine, the talking machine. People think that I dislike the NFL players that I criticize. I was fans of theirs in college. I'm just saying
Yeah.
the ones that I don't feel that can play at the next level. I do a good job cutting my grass. Chip would fire me if I can't work with a professional lawn care system. I'm not fast enough. I couldn't work in the newspaper. I couldn't roll them. I could roll one or two real good, but I'd be so far behind Al Levine. They'd be getting their Sunday paper on Monday. So that's the thing with these guys that are great in college.
Yeah.
I got to evaluate, can they play in the NFL?
Okay.
So anywho,
How do you do it?
we
How do you do it?
We bring on Brett Alexander. He brings his whole family to the show. I don't know if you remember Brent Alexander. He was a free safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I do.
And I was highly critical of Brent.
Right.
But when he came in, I acknowledged him and his wife is playing with his kids. I had nice things to say. The crowd, now, don't ask me to be honest now, Al Levine. So the crowd's hyping me up. Oh, that ain't what you were saying about Brent last week. That ain't what you said on the radio. I said, hey, you know what I mean? He's a guest today.
Yeah.
So he started. Oh, Smoking Jim, be honest. You sure?
Yeah.
Be honest. I said, well, when there's a pass down the middle of the field, you're closer to the popcorn man than the receiver. I'm like, you can't jump, you can't run, you never seen the tackle you want to make. Well, that was just starters. So he never spoke to me again. I see him in the locker room, he didn't speak to me. And I would hate to do that, but don't push me. You know what I mean? Hey, you're a guest on the show, Al Levine, the talking machine. Hey, he got up and walked out right after the interview, took his whole family, and I got to finish his doggy bag. But that's what's on my mind. Don't push me, Al Levine, the talking machine. When you're a guest, I treat you like you're a guest in my home.
Wow.
But don't push me, because I will be brutally honest.
Smoking Jim, my friend from Chick-fil-A, Tony, has a statement for you. He goes, Smoking Jim switching the meat. What happened to his bucket of chicken from KFC? Then he said, tell Chip the Pirates bullpen pitched a solid game. And he said to all of us, Happy Easter. Tony, Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, Tony. And
Thanks for watching the show. And we didn't hear one racist comment yet.
Well, two things.
Here we go.
Two things real quick. I did get my bucket. It's from KFC. It's in my car.
Good.
Along with my prime rib dinner.
Ah,
I got the
pasta
sides,
too.
I got the salad and the spaghetti, and I paid a little extra for the meatballs. Al Levine, the talking machine. And
Yeah.
I did wish Connor a happy Easter, so I was on the ball.
Okay.
I'm recruiting, bro.
Let me explain something. He's not moving there. His family likes where they're at in
Do you like the
Baldwin.
black Easter eggs? I mean, jelly beans.
Yes.
Okay,
My
a lot of
dad,
people don't. They leave them for
Smoking
behind.
Jim, you'd love my dad. He used to get black licorice and had all four of us kids eating black licorice.
Wow.
my mother's favorite was Good and Plenty's.
Yeah, mine too.
Really?
Growing up, Good and Plenty's were my
I
favorite.
never heard of them.
Well,
I
you
like the
don't.
lemon heads.
You didn't get around much there, buddy. But yeah, thank you.
Was there lemon heads out when you
Yeah.
was growing
It was
up?
as
Yes.
much fried chicken as you eat. We should call you Buckethead.
Thank you, smoking.
Buckethead.
Thank you, smoking Jim.
Protein.
Well, as we move into the baseball season, I'm going to wrap up my my segment.
I've
on,
been waiting. I've been waiting.
on one of the last great Pirate Hall of Famers, and a Pirate great who's not in the Hall of Fame that should have been in the Hall of Fame 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But we'll touch on that next. William Stanley Mazeroski played 17 seasons for the Pittsburgh Pirates from 1956 to 1972 and hit one of the iconic home runs in Major League history, a dramatic ninth-inning blast to beat the heavily favored New York Yankees in the 1960 World Series. And it remains the only so-called walk-off home run in Game 7 of the World Series.
Yes.
Also known as Maz and the Glove, the latter for his brilliance in the field. Mazeroski turned the most double plays, 1,706, at second base in Major League history and was a Gold Glove Award winner 8 times. He ranks among the franchise career leaders in games played, 5th, RBIs 6th, hits 8th, runs scored 8th, total bases 8th, home runs 10th. He took part in 10 All-Star games and was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 2001. He and Roberto Clemente were the last remaining team members from the 1960 World Series winners in 1971 when they beat the heavily favored Baltimore Orioles in 7 games. Mazeroski spent his entire career with the Pirates before he joined the staff of manager and ex-teammate Bill Verdon as a third base coach in the 1973 season. Bob Prince would refer to Mazeroski simply as the Glove, as he set the bar for defense at second base that would remain in place decades later. Houston Astros and future Hall of Fame second baseman Joe Morgan called him the gold standard for infield defense. Mazeroski turned the double play into an art form with Gene Kelly-like footwork, magical hands, sure arm, and oak-strong legs that survived countless attempts by base runners to break up the play. Coupled with acute baseball instincts, he displayed unparalleled range in the field, as evidenced by the 9 seasons that he led the league in assists per 9 innings and total zone runs at his position. Remarkably, Mazeroski was able to accomplish this even though he played nearly half of his games at Forbes Field, whose infield was widely thought to be the worst in the majors because of its alabaster-like surface and many errant hops.
Alabaster.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's my 50
Look
cent
that
word
up
of
in
the day.
your. Look that up in your funkin'
Val
ways.
knows all about bastards.
Yes. I worked with a couple.
What separated Mazeroski further from the pack were his trademark glove size and fundamentals. His glove was not much larger than his right hand, which made for a quicker ball transfer and release, especially on double play attempts. Once broken in, the piece of equipment would see action for several years at a time. A quote from one of his teammates: Maz never really caught the ball. He never really closed his glove over it, turning the double play, said Pirates shortstop Gene Alley, who helped Mazeroski turn 161 double plays in the 1966 season.
Wow.
Still a major league record that might never be broken. He could tilt his glove at an angle and hold his hand just so. It was a wonder the ball stayed there. Then it would slide out of his hand just like that. He was the only one that I ever saw do that. So Bill Mazeroski's biggest claim to fame, besides being the greatest turner of double plays in Major League history, had to do with the home run that he hit in the 1960 World Series. Everybody knows about the seventh game of the World Series. He hit the game-winning home run, but that was not the only game-winning home run he hit in the 1960 World Series.
I didn't know that.
See, In the 4th inning of Game 1 with Don Hoke on base, Mazeroski hit a 2-run homer off Jim Coates that cleared the large scoreboard in straightaway left field.
Wow.
The blow extended the Pirates' lead to 5-2 and proved to be the difference in a 6-4 victory. He hit .320 with team highs of 5 RBIs, 4 runs scored, and 2 home runs in the series.
Wow.
And the interesting thing about the home run that he hit in the 9th inning, the Yankees tied the game in the top of the 9th, 9-9. And it seemed that the second baseman had forgotten that he was to lead off the bottom half of the inning. And it wasn't until first base coach Lenny Levy reminded him that he hurriedly picked up a bat.
Wow.
At precisely 3:36 local time, Terry's second pitch, Mazeroski slammed the high fastball just to the left of the 406-foot marker in distant left center field. I thought it was going over the wall. I hoped it would. And that section of the wall is
still there.
Still standing in Oakland.
They
And
celebrate.
every year on October 13th, a group of people will listen to a rebroadcast of the game, and they start the game at the exact time.
Haven't you been there?
I have not.
Oh, I thought maybe you did.
Rex, my friend Rex
Yeah.
Rikowski,
And Tom Liturgy, I think, has been there.
and they have been there. They start the game, the broadcast, when the game started, and at 3:36,
Yeah.
they go nuts. When they still to this day celebrate that.
I want to fact check that one. I want to fact check.
About what?
People are showing up there.
They still do, buddy.
The-
It's been reported in the news.
I need to see it.
Yeah, but
Well, then
Google
go
it.
there. Go there,
Google it.
October
Google it.
13th.
you're like Doubting
Because-
Thomas. You don't have a clue.
Well,
You don't have a clue.
Some things I gotta just question.
You don't
Okay.
even know what a baseball
I'll tell you
wall
what,
looks
you
like.
Tell me how much money you want to put up, because I'll take it.
Anything you put up, I'll take double that. That's how sure I am.
Yeah, I don't bet, but I'll take your money.
Smoking Jim, I ran into somebody a few years back who watched our show, and he goes, "Why don't you meet me at the wall in Oakland where Maz hit his home run?"
White folk.
Yes. And he said he never saw Smoking Jim ride his bike to Forbes Field.
That was my dad that did that. That's my dad wrote that.
Okay, next up on my list of Pirate greats. Bill Mazeroski is in the Hall of Fame,
Yes.
and he's immortalized in Cooperstown.
Can I ask one question before you move on? to
Yes,
Danny
you may.
Murtaugh? Why did it take? I didn't know that Maz was in the top 10 all-time Pirates in home runs. Why did it take Bill Mazeroski so long to get into a Hall of Fame?
Girls like the long
Good,
ball.
good question. He got voted in by the Veterans Committee, and Bill Mazeroski didn't have the stunning offensive statistics that usually will get people into Cooperstown. And Cooperstown is where the Hall of Fame is.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In New York.
Bill Mazeroski made the Hall of Fame based on his defensive prowess. There wasn't a better defensive second baseman that has ever played the game. And there's a lot of people that to this day, and I'm on a lot of pages where people still criticize his enrinement.
Really?
Well, they're the same kind of people that say that Pete Rose belongs in the Hall
He
of Fame.
does.
No, he doesn't. Yes, let me tell you something. This guy was a true Hall of Famer. Pete Rose was a scumbag, degenerate gambler. Just remember that. But
Well, he
next
is. He knows what it's like. He knows.
Next up here, somebody that had a lot to do with two Pittsburgh Pirate
Oh.
World Championships, 2 of their 5.
Yeah.
Danny Murtaugh. He was a second baseman, a manager, front office executive, and a coach in Major League Baseball. He's best known for his 29-year association with the Pittsburgh Pirates, where he won 2 World Series as field manager, and he also played 416 of his 767 career Major League Baseball games with the Pirates as their second baseman. After retiring as a player, Danny Murtaugh had a very inauspicious career as a major leaguer. Career batting average of .254, 8 home runs, 219 RBIs. But his managerial record is what I think should put him into the Hall of Fame. 1,115 wins, 950 losses, a 540% winning percentage. After retiring as a player, Murtaugh managed the New Orleans Pelicans. That's the Pirates' AA farm club, and the unaffiliated AAA Charleston Senators. In 1956, he returned as a Pirates coach under Bobby Bragan. In his second year on the job, August 4th, 1957, he succeeded Bragan as a skipper with the Bucks. The Pirates' record was 36-67 and one game out of last place. Under Murtaugh, they perked up to win 26 of their final 51 games. In his first full season, Murtaugh led the Pirates to a surprise second place finish. He went on to hold the job in Pittsburgh for all or parts of 15 seasons over 4 different terms. In 1960, his third full season as their manager, guided the Pirates to their first of 2 world championships. They won under his command after they won the National League pennant by 7 full games over the Atlanta Braves. They stunned the heavy-hitting Yankees in the 1960 World Series. And we had already discussed that. So from 1961 to 64, the Pirates had only one over 500 season. And after the conclusion of the 64 campaign, Murtaugh stepped down as manager just before his 47th birthday. He had been battling health problems, sometimes reported as a heart ailment. He moved up to the Pirate front office as a key assistant in charge of evaluating players for general manager Joe L. Brown. After the 65 season, he turned down feelers from the Red Sox to join the organization as vice president of player personnel. Then in 67, he was the immediate successor to the Pirates manager, Harry the Hat Walker.
Yeah.
He was fired July 17th. Murtaugh returned as an interim pilot for the remainder of the 67 season, after which he returned to the front office. With the abundance of talent in the Pittsburgh system, Murtaugh asked to reclaim managing job after Larry Shepard was fired in the last week of the 1969 season. Once medically cleared, he became skipper of the Pirates again, only hours after his rehiring on October 9th. Don Hoke, his third baseman on the 60 World Series Pirates and manager in the Pirates farm system in 1969, died of a heart attack. So, sorry to hear that. He was a leading contender to the marriage of parent club. His first 2 clubs won the 1970-71 National League East titles. Although the 70 squad fell in that season's National League Championship Series to the Cincinnati Reds. Murtaugh's 71 Pirates defeated the Giants and captured the 71 World Series with a memorable comeback from 2 games to none deficit against the favored Orioles. And that season, the Orioles had 4 20-game winners on their pitching staff.
Yeah.
And that back in those days, all the major league teams had a four-man pitching rotation, and the pitchers averaged between 25 and 30 complete games pitched a season. Now,
we don't see
if a
10.
pitcher makes it through the season, he's lucky if he gets 32 starts, and most of them are 5 or 6 innings. So.
Right, or less.
So after citing renewed health concerns, he'd been hospitalized for chest pain during the 71 season. Murtaugh again resigned as manager. He moved back to the Pirates front office, and his hand-picked successor was Bill Verdon.
Yeah.
When Joe L. Brown fired Verdon on September 5th, 73, Murtaugh reluctantly returned to managing and stayed there through the 76 season. Winning National League East titles in 74, 75, but falling to the Dodgers and the Reds in the NLCS in successive years. After a second place finish in 76, Murtaugh and Brown announced their retirements during the final week of the season. Just months after his retirement, Murtaugh died in Chester from a stroke at age 59. The number 40 he wore as Bucks manager was retired by the Pirates on April 7th, 1977. And why this man is not in the National Baseball Hall of Fame is beyond me. I think he's a very well-deserving candidate, and I think there should be a push by the Veterans Committee to enshrine Danny Murtaugh.
And he was quite the tobacco chewing guy.
Well,
legendary. We even had a call when Al Oliver called in, and Chip asked Al Oliver about you know, how Murtaugh would spit his tobacco, and he told us a story or so on that.
Well, you know, and then the thing when we interviewed Al, he had no idea I was going to ask the question,
No, it was
and
a
I
surprise.
asked him, what was it that made Danny Murtaugh such a good manager, and his knack for being able to
Put the
motivate each person and deal with them all on a personal level,
Yeah.
and help them to achieve the best that they could be, and that's truly a talent.
No, it is. It is.
And last but not least, in Jim's,
Is that true?
it's April Fool's Day.
Oh.
But no, you know,
Poor Smoking.
and I'm doing this in honor of my dear friend Jim Frazier. But in September of 1971, Danny Murtaugh was the first manager in Major League Baseball to start an all African American lineup.
Right.
Say it
In
again.
September of 1971, I tagged you in a post on that this past week. But
Just do it again, Smoking Jim, next year in Black History
On
Month.
that day, we would say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Okay.
yeah, well, that in that same year, that same Pittsburgh team won the World Championship.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I was 11 years old and I was playing baseball. My idol was Roberto Clemente, and that was like the best year of my life.
Me too. I was a little older, but yeah.
I
went through the same-
cut the box score out of the Pittsburgh Press every day and kept it in a scrapbook.
Yeah.
And when we were cleaning out my mother's house, I found it. The proud part of it was all covered with mildew, and we had to
Yeah.
throw it away. But I had all the box scores from that season cut out of the
Sure,
Pittsburgh
you were
Press.
into it. I know.
And I was there for his 3,000th hit.
Smoking
It
Jim.
wasn't in 1971,
No, it
Jim.
was in 72 the next year.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Chip. On location. Not much happening on location right now. We're looking at possibly doing fights on May 1st with the USS Fight Academy again. They love the show that we put together for them, and we got great feedback on it. So if you can check it out, check out the fights from the USS Fight Academy. So it was a good show. Dave Cable did a great editing job. Smoking Jim and I were talking during the in-between rounds. Dave cut everything out of that. So it worked out perfectly. He said, you guys did a great job. So it worked perfectly. Check out for that. You know, we're hoping that we get past some of the lockdowns and the COVID restrictions, but we all need to stay safe and healthy and, you know, keep doing what we can to protect each other. And we'll see where we can do different locations. Some people have reached out to me that somebody might be interested here or there, but haven't really tracked down anything where we can do something because of the different limitations at this point in time. So, you know, just stay tuned for that. And we're going to come back with some Penguin talk, and we're going to talk some Steeler draft too. So don't leave this channel. Stay right where you're at.
And his pass is broken up by Dana. Tipped off. Michael Harris has it.
Bethel Park Inline Hockey. It's fast, it's fun, and we want you to play. Inline hockey is just like ice hockey, but no ice, and significantly less expensive and far less of a time commitment. Way less travel than ice hockey, too. The sport is played on a specialized rink at the Bridgeville Rollerplex, RMU Island Sports Complex, Harmerville's Alpha Arena, Hot Shots Indoor Sports Arena, and the Murraysville Sports Zone. Our teams play in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Roller Hockey League, or the PIRHL. Each year, teams from elementary, middle, and high school play a 16-game schedule, plus playoffs, from October through March. Practice one evening a week and games on Saturdays or Sundays. The sport is recognized by the Bethel Park School District, which means student athletes can earn a letter once they reach high school. We play rivals such as Upper St. Clair, Peters Township, Canon-Mac, Pine Richland, North Hills, and so many more. This is no pickup game. You'll need regulation pads, hockey skates, helmets, and the coolest Hawks uniforms around. 2 refs at every game officiate 3 15-minute periods with a running clock. No icing, no offsides, no checking, but this sport will rock you. Registration is coming up, so check out our website at www.bpinlinehockey.com and sign up soon. Let's play!
And his pass is broken up by Tatum. It's off! Randall Harris has it!
Penguin talk. Nothing in the first period, I heard. Before we go to that, we have the Chip Hayner pick for the Pirates season. Let's hear
See-
what he has right now.
So everybody, I just want you to know that Smoking Jim has bet money on the Pirates.
Big money.
Losing or winning 57 games or less. Okay?
Yes.
Well, you know, everybody
'Cause he
knows
knows
that the Pirates
baseball.
are in the first year of a rebuild. And, you know, and I have stated before, and I stated very strongly that the Pirates will not lose 100 games this year. I'm saying right now, today, April 1st, and this is not an April
No
Fool's.
joke. No joke.
Pirates record this year, 72-90.
Wow. Take it to the bank.
Would that make the playoffs?
No,
No.
no.
Little disclaimer, Smoking Jim doesn't know baseball. He knows negativity. So that is very good. Well, the Penguins have a chance. I just heard the other day they have a chance to get into first place possibly. Is that true, Chip?
Well, you know, right now they're tied for second with the Islanders, and they've just been playing solid hockey.
Yes.
Their goaltender play has been impeccable.
Oh,
I
both
mean,
of them.
Casey DeSmith, I was talking about, they consider, you know, all-star ability on a goaltender. Your save percentage is .92.
Right.
Okay, and Tristan Jarry, his goaltending last 7 or 8 games has been .94.
Yeah.
Well, Casey DeSmith, his save percentage is .96.
Wow.
This is like, you know, Hall of Fame caliber.
Sure.
And now Casey DeSmith is in the net tonight because Tristan Jarry has the upper body injury, which is supposed to not be anything serious, but you never know because, you know, Evgeny Malkin started out with some type of an injury. Now he's on the extended IR.
Yeah.
And you know, and this is the interesting thing I find about this Penguins team. You know, the Penguins have a lot of stars, and it doesn't seem like the stars listen to the coach very well.
Right. That's
But when,
traditional. It's
when
traditional.
the stars are injured and the players play the way the coach instructs them to play, I honestly think that they're a better team. You know, Evgeny Malkin was, you know, played a big part in the Penguins' turnaround this year. And he went out, and the Penguins have gotten
Didn't lose
better.
a step, yeah.
They've gotten better. And, you know, and it just makes you wonder, like, you know, I know they're never going to trade Malkin. They're never going to, you know, Crosby's untouchable. And
Look what Crosby's
and,
doing
and
this year,
And
though.
Letang's game has improved. He's not making, you know, the mistakes
the
that he
mental
had
mistakes
been
aren't
making.
there.
But the Penguins, you know, their goaltending, that's what's separating them from the they're 9 points ahead of the Boston Bruins. Now the Boston Bruins have 4 games in hand, which means the Penguins have played 4 games more
Right.
than the Bruins have played.
Right.
So the Bruins can make up some ground, but we're playing the Bruins tonight, and the Bruins are not playing as well as they did early in the year.
No.
Philadelphia has fallen off the face of the map.
They dropped.
Like, you know, they looked at one point to be the strongest team. The Islanders, we beat them handily 2 games in a row in regulation.
We got 12 out of 14 points from them or whatever.
You know,
so
yeah,
that's huge.
we're 7-1 against the
Yeah.
Islanders, and the Islanders are the ones that 2 years ago kicked us out of the first round of the playoffs. Last year it was the Montreal Canadiens.
Right.
But the Penguins, I'm telling you, I said this at the beginning of the year, that the Penguins, this was the weakest Penguins team I've seen in over a decade. And I said that they did not believe that this Penguin team was capable of making the playoffs. I'm going to tell you something right now. I stand by the words I said before. They're starting to make believers out of me.
Sure.
I think this team may be able to make a run.
The grittiness that they have and the comeback kids that they are, it's just phenomenal. Their home record, they've impressed me with the team effort. When you watch them play a game, they're from the start on the other team. Their level of play is lifted up from top to bottom. And when you see the star player, Sidney Crosby, playing on penalty kills and other things, and doing what he does offensively. He's having a great year.
Well, and I'll tell you this: I think Sidney Crosby should be in the conversation for the Hart Trophy, and that's league MVP, Jim.
Try to explain that to me.
But
MVP.
unfortunately, the person that's going to get the ink on that is probably going to be Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
But Sid Crosby, he's having as good a season as he's ever had, and. He shows up every day.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything spectacularly. He
He's consistent.
just does everything so consistently good that it doesn't stand out so much anymore.
Except on his hand-eye coordination around the goal.
Oh,
His stick handling around the goal, I've never seen another player play like him. A puck is flipping, he puts his stick out, flattens it to the corner or behind the goalie, between his arms, legs. It doesn't matter. Over his head, he flicks it just like that. Hand and eye is unreal.
And he hasn't lost anything. He's 33 years old.
13 years in the league.
I thought it was 15.
Or 15, I'm sorry. Yeah, 15
he's
years.
like 33 years old, and
Yeah.
usually you start seeing a drop off in the skill level. Not so much with him.
Just think if he didn't have all those concussions.
Yeah.
Well, he was almost done.
Well, you speak to that. Just think about what happened with Mario Lemieux. He could have been every bit as great of a player as Wayne Gretzky was.
Come on now.
No, look at all the time he spent with Hodgkin's disease with a bad back.
Yeah.
And he
You know
retired
he
and
survived
came back.
cancer
He
smoking, Jim.
wasn't the greatest. There's only one Gretzky.
He had a better shot than Gretzky.
Oh my goodness.
He's the only guy to score 5 different
another
goals.
thing, let me tell you another
5
thing.
different goals in one game. Gretzky
5
never
different
did.
ways.
Yeah.
5 different ways. Let me tell you something. Gretzky had a goon that looked out for him. His name was Dave Semenko. They called him Cement Head. Okay, and anybody that checked Gretzky had to go talk to Dave Semenko.
Yeah.
Mario Lemieux had nobody watching his back, and he got mauled, and he almost quit hockey, saying that the NHL was a garage league.
Yeah.
because of the way that he was
Look how
constantly.
big Mario was. He was his own goon.
nope.
Big boy.
They
Big
didn't
boy.
even have good players surrounding him. Gretzky
It's
did.
okay to be number 2.
No, Gretzky did. That's the difference.
Gretzky
You don't
put
know.
hockey on the map.
You don't know anything but
No,
football.
he didn't. Gordie Howe did.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Well, we got to end this show, folks. Smoking Jim is an outlier on this. He can look that word up because he's an outlier on baseball and hockey. Don't know. Well, thanks for watching our show. Hopefully we entertained you. And thanks to all our new fans and old fans. We appreciate you. Please stay Joey strong.